It's that time again, the MaxPreps Top 25, and we started the top 10. Bishop Gorman out of Las Vegas at number 1. Now, 2 of the top 10 teams are in the state of Texas, where Duncanville and North Shore are in action. As we pivot to the back end of the top 25, Duncanville takes on number 13 DeSoto in a ranked-on-ranked battle. Duncanville and DeSoto are combined 14-0. The Panthers average 50 points per game, and the Eagles have won their games by an average margin of 37 points per. Time to bring in the fellas from MaxPreps. We have Steve Montoya and Zack Poff joining us here on CBS Sports HQ. And we're going to start with the team of the weekend, the best team in your guys' eyes. And Zack, I'll have you go first.
Yeah, I was super impressed with the number 5 team in the MaxPreps Top 25. That's the Modern Day Monarchs. And the reason why I was so impressed with them, because this was their first game after losing 28-0 against St. John Bosco. I really wanted to see how they're going to bounce back, and they bounced back very well. They won 55-13 against a very good Orange Lutheran team. Orange Lutheran is one of the most battle-tested teams in the country. Every team they've played this year has been ranked in the top 100 at one point or another. But Elijah Brown, he was very efficient. He was 8 for 9, threw for nearly 200 yards, 4 touchdowns, all going to a different receiver. Ajon Bryan had a monster game. He had nearly 200 total yards and a couple of touchdown runs. So I was impressed with Modern Day. And what this showed me was really Modern Day, they're going to be playing like this the rest of the year. And they want to get St. John Bosco back in the Southern Section Division I championship game, which I fully expect during Thanksgiving weekend. I don't expect them to maybe win that game, but I expect those two teams to rematch there around Thanksgiving.
Yeah, guys, I'm going to Alaska. Yeah, Alaska, because they wrapped up their season. They had state championships, and I'm going with the Stars, the Soldotna Stars. They won the Division II state championship. They lost the last 2 years to Lathrop, and they got to play Lathrop for a third time this season on a beautiful 20-degree sunny weather championship day. They controlled the game. They won 64-14, beating the Malamutes. Yep, Lathrop Malamutes Soldotna with the win. They finished perfect on the season, ranked number 1 in the state of Alaska. So from here on out, I'm looking at state championships and or teams doing big things in the playoffs, starting with the first state title champions in the state of Alaska.
Great video, even a better name, Soldotna Stars. It sounds like a Canadian hockey team, and I know they're up in that area of North America, but certainly a fun thing and great accomplishment for them there. If we move on to top players, Steve, I want to have you go first here. What's a player you'd like to highlight here?
Yeah, I'm going with a freshman who just all of a sudden is just going off in the state of Pennsylvania. Armin Hill. He ran for nearly 500 yards last week, 495, and 5 touchdowns for West Mifflin. And when I say kind of unknown, just going off all of a sudden, because he wasn't really even playing until last week. Last week, he went off as well. He has 808 yards in 2 games and 10 touchdowns. And it's like, okay, who is this Armin Hill kid? He is for real. He is putting up some big-time numbers. Heard he got his first offer already as a freshman running back in the state of Pennsylvania. So Armin Hill, get to know his name. He is making some noise in the state of Pennsylvania.
And while the dude I'm going with didn't go for 500, he did go for 230 and 5 touchdowns, and that's St. Thomas Aquinas' 4-star Ohio State commit, Jordan Lyle. This dude's been one of the most saucy running backs so far this year. We saw him last week with one of the top plays of the year, and this week we saw him just ball out. He had just over 10 carries, went for 230 yards and 5 tutties. And St. Thomas Aquinas scored 5 touchdowns in the game, and Jordan Lyle accounted for every single one of them. St. Thomas Aquinas is the team that'll be going for their 5th state title this year. And I tell you what, man, if Jordan Lyle keeps balling like this, the Raiders are going to be a tough team to beat in the state of Florida.
Steve, what about best play for you?
Yeah, let's go to Minnesota. Minnesota, a miracle, you could say, because there was no time really left on the clock. You're down in this game. Shakopee High School in the state of Mississippi. You got one play to see if you could get it done, and that's exactly what happened here. We roll it as Leighton Kurtz. It's Braden Klein. Klein grabs it, goes into the end zone for the walk-off 56-50 50-2 victory. He went up high, grabbed it, went into the end zone. Everybody storms the field in the state of Minnesota. So that's a walk-off Minnesota miracle. Shakopee High School doing big things.
Hey, that play was a lot like what Stephon Diggs for Minnesota back when he was a Viking. But we're also seeing what Stephon Diggs is doing as a Bill. A lot of one-handed touchdown catches, and that's what we're going to see here from Sunnyside High School out in Fresno. You're going to get a look at the quarterback, Tanner Wilson, here. He's going to just throw it up to his guy. He knows he has Malachi Barnes in the end zone. He doesn't need two hands. Just goes out, stretch Armstrongs it with one hand, grabs it, palms it, touchdown. Sunnyside's been playing some good football this year. They're 8-1 now, and it's easy when you got dudes like Tanner Wilson at quarterback and Malachi Barnes at wide receiver making these kind of plays. Sunnyside, a team to watch out for in the postseason, and expect offers to start coming Malachi Barnes' way very, very soon.
Shout out to Fresno, the 559. And then lastly here, our game of the week. And Zach, I defer to you in terms of laying what is a Texas-sized matchup in the Lone Star State.
Yeah, this is the best high school football game in Texas so far we've seen all season. You got number 6 Duncanville. This is a team, they're 7-0. They've won 22 games in a row, dating back all the way to last year. They're the defending 6A Division I state champs. They're taking on some dogs from DeSoto, though. This team's number 13 in the country. They're also 7-0. They've won 14 games in a row. They're the defending 6A D2 state champs. This is going to be a get-your-popcorn-ready game. There's going to be ballers all over the field. Tommy, Duncanville's defense is allowing under 4 points per game. DeSoto's offense is averaging over 50 points per game. So we're going to find out which one has got the fine oil machine going on Friday night. I think Duncanville's defense is going to make enough plays, and DeCorian Moore at wide receiver for Duncanville is a big-time playmaker. I think he's going to have a couple of big plays in this one to pull out the dub for Duncanville to get their 23rd consecutive dub.
Guys, certainly appreciated Zach and Steve from MaxPreps as you take a look at other notable games from this weekend. They were talking about St. John Bosco and Orange Lutheran there Friday at 10 Eastern out on the West Coast. A reminder about MaxPreps, everywhere you need to go for preparatory athletics, MaxPreps certainly has you covered. Go to maxpreps.com, which includes a complete write-up there by Zach on the MaxPreps Top 25.